Alrighty, welcome to episode 2 of the College Baseball Show, your Just Baseball Media podcast for everything college baseball. We got the whole crew here except for Tyler, I think, at this point. So it is Wednesday, October 15th. I almost forgot what day it was because of the holiday. We got some fun stuff going on. First of all, how you guys doing? What's going on?
Been a good day, man. Got to do a bunch of interviews and talk to a lot of people today. I'm really excited, man. College baseball, fall ball, man. It's going.
Yeah, we're going to have an awesome interview Mark did with some of the players from Cal. Really bring some insights into that team who made an awesome run during the ACC tournament. Pretty young team, I think, that could really kind of bounce back this year. But you all have been at some fall ball games too. Jason, I know we'll start with you. You've been in Texas, seeing some of the big heavy hitters down there. What are some of the insights you got?
Yeah, so a little bit of a caveat to all of this that I feel like it's hard to go into these fall ball games and make any sort of declarative statements.
Yeah.
A really good example is I was watching the TCU Texas A&M game, and every single at bat in which there was a runner on third base and TCU was in the field, they actually played in. So it's just a really good opportunity to test out your guys, test out your arms. You're changing pitchers every single inning. So even like a Tenney who struggled a little bit against Lamar, like kind of makes sense. He saw a different pitcher quite literally every single at bat. So I think sometimes it's hard to make too many declarative statements, but you can like see people who jump out. So Aiden Robbins for Texas was one of the guys that really, really jumped out. Partly because there wasn't a ton of offense from the Texas side, and additionally because I think he went 4 for 5 or 5 for 5. I can't remember if he got 4 or 5 hits. I know they're basically going to have to rename the right field line just beyond the first baseman, but in front of the right fielder. They're going to have them like rename that Robbins Alley because every single ball that he hit seemed to be an oppo double, effectively like at a 10-degree launch angle that went into that corner. So he looked really impressive. He stole a bag. He played in center field. Not sure where he's going to play. Corner outfield. I assume they're going to push him to the corner once. Apologies, I'm terrible with names. The individual who played football last year. He clearly wasn't there because he's Jonah. Yeah, thank you. Clearly wasn't there because he's playing football right now. So the outfield is a little bit different. Ashton Larson actually came off the bench, which was a little interesting. Didn't expect that. He was one of their late portal grabs coming over from LSU. So I'm pretty intrigued to see what happens in that outfield. But I think what I took away from that game was really the depth of Lamar's pitching. I want to say that Texas had maybe 7 to 10 barrels, not even hits, but just barrels over 12 innings, which is, it's a surprise. Because when you're changing pitchers every single inning, you're talking about when you're getting into the 12th inning, you're quite literally on Lamar's 12th pitcher. So in theory, you would assume like, okay, I was talking to a scout for the Rangers and we were like, well, Lamar's up, but, here come the 8th or 9th inning. I bet Texas is going to put up a couple of crooked numbers and it's going to flip flop. And it actually just stayed rather consistent. So I think what it really showed was Lamar has some real quality depth from their pitching standpoint. I don't think that they have anyone like a Thomas Burns who's going to go in there and chunk 100 with a 9-mile-per-hour slider, but they have everyone there is throwing 88 to 93 and they're throwing strikes. The best way to win in baseball is not to walk people. And so that's really what they did is they didn't walk people. They didn't give a lot of opportunities for Texas. And kind of inversely, you had like LeFew for Texas, who's the transfer from Wake Forest, who unfortunately, for a second time in a row, he's been walking quite a few individuals. So hopefully he can get that geared up. So that was the first game. And then the TCU, Texas A&M, I think, I was really excited because I was hoping to see Strasnyder and Hakopian, and none of them played. So that was kind of sad. But, what I came away from it was Texas A&M looks legit. It's hard to say like declarative statements, but just in batting practice, just in the field. Sorrell is a good example. So batting from the left side, clearly in batting practice, it was like, okay, I'm going to go oppo. He's basically just like Higginbotham lane. So we had Aiden Robbins lane right field, that left center field. So at Bluebell Park, that's the Higginbotham I guess jumbotron, and they also have a Higginbotham sign that's basically just their left center field. Just call him Mr. Higginbotham because everything he was hitting was going in that direction. Very first pitch he saw, he hit a tank probably like 410 left center field. So it really, really impressive to see. Grahovac looked like a freak. He wasn't really running. They subbed out for him every single time in which he got on base. They took him off. So I don't know if I saw a ton of arms. I mean, there was some guys were pumping some numbers. Franco, for example, I think he was hitting 99 when he was in there. But I think really what I took away from that was that Texas A&M is going to be good. TCU is going to be really good. It was a quiet night for their bats, but again, they were without Strauss Snyder. So they didn't really have their full complement for their offense. I think the bottom of their lineup, it's going to be interesting. But I don't know if they're going to need pop throughout. But because I think they're going to do pretty well in the Big 12. And lastly, last team I want to talk about was just Houston. So really appreciate them having me out there. And I kind of in a similar frame of Lamar, it's just constant 92 to 95 pitchers with good metrics throwing it over the strike zone. And they had some guys that were they looked like absolute beasts. So I'm hopeful for Houston this year, kind of to turn things around from their 25 season. I think they have clearly the pieces in 26 to put together, an opportunity to make some noise in the Big 12. But again, it's nice to kind of continue to make a barometer when you're looking at players, and kind of makes it when you go see Texas A&M, you go, okay, like these guys have some dudes, because 5 to 6 of them just really stood out.
Yeah, I'm glad you hit on Lamar too, because I just did that mid-major portal article, and going through their portal class, they had nearly 20 dudes that they brought in via the portal. Part of the reason they were in the top 25, but they brought in a ton of arms like Travis Lutz out of Bradley, Landon Grigg out of ULM, Cam Diaz out of Sam Houston. So they brought in a ton of names. And one thing I kind of just kept hitting on was they're going to have depth. They're going to have people to go to, and just trying to figure out who's going to go where. This fall is probably going to be tough, but once they get it figured out, this is a team that already won 40 games last year. Regardless of conference, it's still hard to win 40 games in college baseball.
I mean, if you can hold UT to basically a barrel an inning, I think they're going to be pretty good in the Southland. So I have pretty high hopes for Lamar. It feels kind of like they could be on that 3 into the 2 range when it comes to the NCAA tournament. I don't know if they'll have the RPI capable of hosting, just because it's so hard. They have some really good games that they've got lined up, and so I think their RPI should be pretty good. But I think they would end up being almost like a UC Irvine, where they would either be a really good 2 or a potential 3.
Yeah, love it. Mark, I know you were out west, Washington, Oregon State, saw Gonzaga. What are some of the things you got?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I got to go up to Husky Ballpark up there in Seattle, and this was actually the week that they were hosting Ohio State in football too. So it was a little loud on campus. I mean, there was a lot of people there ready to go, and I was sitting there watching for baseball. So, I mean, the things you take away is the physicality of this team. They got a lot of big, strong dudes. Guys like Kason Taggart, man. 6'5", he was maybe 215. He's 225, 230 this year. He put on some muscle. He looks big. First pitch he saw in the scrimmage, he hit over the left field wall against the wind into the bay. Just massive oppo shot there. And then guys like Jackson Hotchkiss, who come in as a highly touted freshman last year. Tall, big, lanky kid. He put on some muscle. He put on some size. A year later, I think he's going to be huge for them. They added Mick Paul from LSU, another guy who came in. Good bat for them that's going to go play a little bit of outfield for them, maybe DH. Sam DiCarlo, Jason Thomas. They just got a lot of experienced guys with some of these new guys coming in. I really like the mix that Washington has done. I think the biggest question mark for me, and it still is a question mark even watching the scrimmages, pitching. Where do they go? They got a lot of guys that sit 91 to 93, Isaac Yeager, of course, their superstar out of the bullpen, transfers to Oregon State. So you go, where do you go with all the arms? They picked up Bryce Johnson from Oregon State, Cooper McBride from Everett Community College, good arm there, left-handed guy. I think you're going to see them do a lot more pitching. They're not going to outpower people on the mound, and Justin Timms might be their ace. I really liked his stuff, but again, he's 91 to 94, throws a good slider and a good changeup. but you're not seeing a ton of power arms. That's not what you're going to see from Washington this year. I think you're going to see them try to pitch their way out of stuff. Injuries plagued this team last year, and if they can stay healthy, when they were healthy, they were a very good team last year. When they had all the injuries with the arms, all of a sudden they couldn't get outs, and it's a plague, that stops a lot of college baseball teams.
Mm-hmm.
But Washington was especially hurt by that, especially in conference play. And looking at the conference this year, we were talking about it. The Big Ten's a little lighter on pitching, a little bit heavier on hitting this year. This is a team that I think could surprise a lot of people. So I like what I'm seeing from Washington and Coach Eddie Smith up there. Oregon State, man, they're same as always. Like, you go see them and you play, they're here in Bend, and it ended up being feels like 36 outside. That's how cold it got down to for that game at 1:00. But Jacob Craig, man, he hits a ball 440 feet to dead center against the wind. Like,
in the cold,
what you expect.
solid.
I mean, the thing is, he's working on his swing and miss rate, and if he can get that number down, that he's first team All-American right there for you. Big first baseman, great first baseman too, not just a big kid over there. I mean, he hits. Easton Talt and AJ Singer both coming back, two really talented guys. So they got to build a roster around it. I think you're going to see maybe some like 06, 07 Oregon State, where you see a lot of small ball, you see some fast guys, you see more bunting, you see a little bit more of action on the base pass. They brought in guys like Nyan Hayes from Grambling State, super fast guy, had double-digit home runs, but 30s plus stolen bases. Eli Grease-Smith, same thing, another senior that they're bringing in. They brought in all these guys that they're going to try to just put pressure on teams. I think that was the biggest thing last year. You saw that in their losses, like at Nebraska, they stopped being able to hit the home run, and all of a sudden they were out of baseball games, even though they had this tremendous pitching. And that's, of course, coming back. They get Dax Whitney, Ethan Klein Schmidt, and Eric Segura. You got a weekend rotation of three guys that are probably going to be first or second round draft picks the next 2 years. It's crazy. And Wyatt Queen is sitting there just quietly as your weekday starter, and he would probably be an ace for most teams as a Friday night guy. So what they bring in the bullpen, is crazy. And of course, like I mentioned, they got Isaac Yeager. They got Zach Edwards coming back, who's thrown 100 miles an hour at the World Series last year. The pieces that they have, it's a wealth of just arms. But can they score the runs? It's going to be yet to see. We're going to have to see what happens there with Oregon State. I think that the pitching is just going to carry them, though, through this independent schedule. I don't see any issues. But it might be a little bit of old school baseball. So keep an eye out on the West Coast. I was shocked by Gonzaga, man. They came out physical. They came out with a bunch of – they're an older team, so they got a lot of graduates. They got a lot of seniors and juniors. But like Ryder Young, 5'9" dude, 200 pounds, he went 4 for 5 in the first game against some really talented arms. He was taking off the ball. Mikey Bellows, of course, my favorite player for them, the third baseman. He's going to be just an absolute stud for them. Hudson Shute, Landon White, Bo Schinkel, like they just got all these guys. Tommy Eisenstadt. They might be the all-name team, but they're loaded. I love it. I think that what Gonzaga's doing offensively is what they did at the end of last season, and then they're adding into that. So many of you guys know they started off bad last year. They started off like 2 for 12, and then they had to really battle, and they won like 19 of their last 22 games. That's what you're going to see from this team. The pitching is going to be a big difference for them. I think Finn O'Brien, Kristen Swim, Eric Hoffberg, Justin Feld, these are guys that all got starts last year for this team that are back and going to be another year under their belt. Mark Machoff's got this team going the right direction. I really like the direction Gonzaga's going. They're easily my WCC pick for winning the conference this year, and that's over some really good teams in Portland and San Diego.
I want to see Gonzaga back to being good at baseball because they were fun when they were making those runs.
Yeah, and they have such talent. They get to play really good teams. They always play Oregon State. They always play Oregon. So their RPI is right there. The thing was last year, they just didn't have the starting pitching on the weekends to compete, and so they blew so many games early in the WCC. They had to play catch-up all season long, and you could just tell it kind of was wearing on the guys. But I think that they're set and ready for a team that's really experienced.
Yeah, far removed from the Gabriel Hughes days. Will, how are the Brewers? I know that's your fall live look.
It is. I got some reports from little Horizon action for fall action. They UWM and Illinois State played in Madison actually over the weekend. So I wasn't there. I was up north, but got some good reports. UWM has a lot of local kids, so I know a lot of them. Their Friday night guy, Riley Peterson, had a really good summer in the Northwoods League. Threw a ton for them last year, I think under a 175 batting average against, got really good stuff. I think he should be their Friday night guy. And from what I heard, Illinois State rolled out a couple of quality arms at the top and then kind of that drop. But I think UWM is really trending in the right direction. They're recruiting locally again. I know Wright State is going to be good again in the horizon, but I really think UWM is actually going to be making a push this year. And they open up at the box at LSU. So that'll be a pretty interesting test to see early in the season. May or may not be boots on the ground for that, by the way. So stay tuned there.
Love it. Only guy I'm going to mention, because we had AJ Gracia on the podcast, and he talked about Joe Torre is the dude to watch. Apparently, he absolutely rakes and barrels everything. So I'm going to be interested to see that, because he was one of the top portal guys, right, Jason?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm interested to see what he does. I'm hoping to get out to Virginia for a couple games just to get a sense of that team. But I feel like Pollard's going to have those guys running. I think the pitching staff's probably going to be the biggest question mark on the Virginia side, as it always is, especially when they lose Valencius to Mississippi State and follows O'Connor over there. But really, really excited to see what Pollard can do his first year with the Cavaliers. I think that's all we have for Fall Insights. We do have a special exclusive interview with a few Cal players that Mark actually did this morning that we're going to cut to really quick. He was joined by Jacob French, Oliver De La Torre, and Carl Schmidt. So we want to bring you that interview, but then we're going to get into a pretty fun game. We're going to do some way too early award predictions. So pitcher and player of the year in the top 4 conferences. But first, we want to get you to that interview with the Cal guys.
Welcome back, College Baseball Show fans. We are joined here by 3 guys from Cal Baseball. Super excited to have these guys on. I got Oliver De La Torre, Jacob French, and Carl Schmidt. Welcome in, guys.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
How we doing on this Tuesday morning? You guys get all the class out of the way and stuff knocked out this morning?
Yes, sir.
I got mine after this, so I'll be
Oh, okay. All right. Smart. Good scheduling. Good scheduling. Afternoon classes like that. Carl, you had any classes this morning?
I just had one online this morning.
All right. That's nice and easy. Love that. So how's fall ball going? Oliver, I'm going to let you start here. Tell us a little bit about fall ball. How we doing down there at Berkeley? I mean, I know it's a beautiful weather. We've been actually lucked out so far.
Yeah, actually the first day it's rained was yesterday. So great weather. We've been able to get out there every day. And we just started scrimmaging this past week. So really just getting into the full swing of things. But it's been really good so far. And I like the guys we got.
Yeah, got to love it. I mean, coming back, getting all that experience, and then you get to start up fall ball. Jacob, starting fall ball, how's that feeling when you go right back into that next season? Like, okay, now it's going. Now we're going.
Oh, it's great. Getting back into the competition, that's like what you're itching for the entire fall. And once you finally get into that, you kind of see how people are now, like in a competitive environment when you're finally getting that scrimmaging.
Yeah. Carl, fun to see the new faces, new guys on campus, taking a look and seeing what you got around you.
Yeah, I mean, we have more than half the guys this year are new, so getting to meet a bunch of new guys and kind of see what everyone's capable of doing this past couple of weeks has been great.
Yeah, the feeling of fall ball, you show up and you're like, never really know the guys. Like, you might know a little bit about them, you might know who's showing up, but you don't really know what a guy's about until you get down there on campus and start doing the practices and then start getting the scrimmages. Speak a little bit about that. I'm going to ask you guys who the toughest person so far you faced in scrimmages is, because, you get to face your guys for the first time. You get to see your own teammates. You get a little bit about them. Carl, who's the toughest pitcher, man?
So far I've only faced 2 of our pitchers because we played Sac State last week, but
yeah.
I'd say one of our best looking pitchers this year is Ethan Foley for sure.
Yeah, love Ethan. I had him on the show last year. Great dude. Seems like he got a lot better. It seemed like this offseason was pretty good for him. Hopefully he comes back ready to go for you guys. Jacob, same question.
One of the guys that I think, and even going back to last year, is Spencer Dezard. I think he mixes a bunch of pitches up really well, and when he's healthy, he's one of the best pitchers we have for sure.
Yeah, I mean, health is a big thing. I mean, you guys noticed it last year, especially in the arm department where you guys were all over the board having guys be healthy for the whole season. Oliver, I know, coming back healthy, being ready this season. Who's been the tough guy you faced, and how you feeling this fall so far?
I'm ramping up from a throwing program. I had surgery over the summer for thoracic outlet. And so I haven't thrown live yet, but I'm throwing bullpens, and I should face some of these guys in the next few weeks. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Love it, love it. So season under the belt. You guys all played ACC ball last year. The travel's a little bit different. Tell me a little bit about your favorite ballparks to go to or the favorite trips you guys had last year and what you're looking forward to this year. I'll let you start, Oliver.
I was pleasantly surprised by Georgia Tech. I loved Atlanta, and I had heard mixed reviews about it, but it was a really fun trip. Unfortunately, we did get swept, but we played some competitive baseball, and I'd really be looking forward to going back there in the future.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous ballpark, man, and fun place to be. Really underwhelming to most people, and then you get there and you're like, okay, I get it. Like it's not one of those you call out and say, I want to go play ball there. I want to see this. It's a pretty cool ballpark and really cool people there. Jacob, same question, man. Favorite ACC ballpark or ballpark in general you've been to so far?
I love Georgia Tech as well, but I'm gonna go with the Durham Bulls for the tournaments. That was really fun, and plus we played some really good ball there. I mean, hitting home runs over the bowl, and stuff like that. I think it's a really cool place to play.
Yeah, the 6 a.m. Cal team is a whole different team like last year than any other team. It was great to see. I know my buddy Monty Taylor and I were dying watching you guys at early morning. We're like, what is this? I love this. I love this ball. And being out in that historical ballpark, just tremendous out there. Carl, same question.
I also have to go with the tournament, the Durham Bulls. Just the
Yeah.
overall stadium was beautiful. So
Yeah, just the feel too when you get to the ACC tournament. It's different. Like the lights hit differently, the day hits different. Did you guys take time like after you guys play those games? You guys get to watch anybody else playing those games, or are you guys just strictly business once you're done going back to the hotel and taking care of stuff?
No, we definitely came back. I mean, we're baseball fans. We came back to watch Louisville play. Thought that they were a good team. We came back to watch a bunch of guys play, and we also explored like North Carolina a little bit. It was pretty fun.
Love that. Favorite ballparks in general you guys have visited? Like that doesn't have to be college. I'm talking any ballparks you've been to that you're like, okay, that took my breath away. Because there's some you walk to and you get there and you're like, yeah, this is a special place. Carl, I'll let you start with this one, man.
just from being from the Bay Area, I think I have to go with Oracle Park.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really. There's not much to say there. It's a beautiful ballpark.
Yeah, my fiance and I, we took a picture there and we used it as one of our wedding photos. So to announce, we're like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool, man. That background of the bay and being down there in San Francisco, it's a gorgeous ballpark and pretty timeless there. Jacob?
I mean, I love Oracle Park. Like we go there quite a bit. I mean, we're pretty close. But I also like Petco Park. I went there once or twice. Petco Park's a really cool place to watch game.
Yeah, San Diego's gorgeous too. That's a fun little ballpark right there in the middle of town, with all the buildings around and everything surrounding it. And that place is getting better atmosphere every single year. So I like that one. Oliver, I'm going to you last.
Yeah, I mean, they honestly picked the two best ones. They stayed here in Cali, and that's just my favorite ballparks. But I was born in Houston, and so I kind of grew up going to Minute Maid, and so that ballpark has a special place in my heart. Or I guess it's Daikin Park now, but yeah, I love the Astros and what they got there.
I have family that was in Houston, so I got to go down to the Astrodome a long time ago. I saw Nolan Ryan pitch at the Astrodome, and I was like, okay, that's cool.
That's
Minute
awesome.
Maid or now Daikin is so much better of a ballpark than the Astrodome ever was. And I'm from the Northwest here, so we had the Kingdome in Seattle when I was growing up as a kid, and then they got rid of that. Now it's T-Mobile, was Safeco for a while, but yeah, I mean those ballparks when they get rid of them and they turn into new ones is crazy. They just see ballparks that nobody else is ever going to watch a game in.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. Some of these colleges, same thing. That you play in a college stadium that maybe never gets played in ever again, or they demolish it and build up something else. So you guys are part of history when you guys get to go to all these ACC schools, especially with a lot of them looking at revamping their programs and getting those buildings up. Second year ACC, what are you guys expecting? What do you guys know? What do you take from year one into year two now?
I think we're gonna take some comfortability. Like we know we've been here before. We know how it works. We know the competition we're gonna face. We know what to get prepared for now. And I feel like we've really settled in and we can expect what's coming and perform better off of that.
Love that. Yeah. I mean, got to figure it out after that first year. Oliver, you wanted to add something to that?
Yeah, I think last year had a lot of ups and downs. We showed that we could be a good baseball teams at times, and then we also showed some of the inconsistency. But I think knowing what we're going into, like French just said, is going to take away some of that variability. And we're all comfortable and ready to head into it.
Love that. Coming back, you guys are leaders of this team. Speak a little bit about leadership and, these guys that are coming in, they're all new to the program. Maybe they don't know what Cal baseball is about. There's a rich history in Cal baseball. I mean, I know I've been a part of it my whole life. growing up as a Pac-12 guy, and now you guys are ACC. Talk a little bit about leading this team and these guys coming back, and how do you get them on the same page as what's going with Cal baseball there?
Yeah, I think we have like 25 new guys, like 22 freshmen, I believe. And so it's been really rewarding to step up. Like us three, we're all juniors, Schmidt, French, and I.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of growing up, to be honest, because we've been a part of older teams. Like I played with Loma Vida and RJ, and those guys were really big leaders on the team. And now it's kind of been a growing up process to step into that role and kind of help some of the new guys like into the fold of everything. But I think we're in a really good spot with just general team camaraderie. We got the young guys stepping up and pulling their weight as well. And so we've created something this year that I'm already really proud of. And I'm sure these guys can agree with me.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, being able to tell these guys, some of the stories, and they, Caleb Lomavia, one of the best to ever wear a Cal uniform, and he's down there, and he's one of the leaders you get to learn from. Are there other guys you guys take things from that have been here in the past, or coaches here, Carl?
Yeah, there's, I mean, we have a few returners like Cade Campbell and some guys on the pitching staff that have been here for 3-4 years. So having guys like that are great just to like have around the program because they've been through it. They know like what to expect. Like if guys have questions, they know who to go up to. Just like kind of being comfortable with like who to go up to and just like being comfortable with talking to the older guys while also like helping out everyone else.
Yeah, a little comfortability comes with that, and especially now, second year in ACC, you guys get a little bit more comfortable, used to the schedule, used to what the travel's expectations are. I want to shift gears though and ask you a little bit about some MLB stuff since we got the playoffs going on. Oliver, who is an MLB guy that you would love to just face and get a chance to strike out? Tell me a guy that you want to go up there and face. Current, former, whatever you want to go with on this one, man.
I think the easy answer would be Ohtani, just because he's the best there is, and striking that guy out would probably be the coolest thing ever. But I might say Andrew Vaughn, just because he's a Cal guy, Golden Spikes, and he's resurged recently, and he's playing some really good baseball, so that would be a fun guy to face.
I love the nod to the history. Yeah, Andrew Vaughn, big Cal guy. Love that he's doing well. Really had a great season and tremendous here in the postseason. So I love seeing that. Jacob, who's a pitcher you'd be wanting to face or want to see that guy?
Not necessarily wanting to face, but just to like want to see his stuff is School. Like being a lefty, I want to see that lefty matchup and like how impossible it is probably to hit that.
I saw Tariq when he was over at Seattle University, and it was like, okay, he's got some stuff. He's pretty good. And then that just kept getting better and better. Now that changeup is absolute filth. I want nothing to do with that. I'll tell you that right now. Stepping in that box and seeing that changeup, no thanks. Especially if he's going to match you up with that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Carl, who we facing?
I want to see how electric Mason Miller's 104-mile-an-hour fastball is.
That's fair. I mean, he came in, he wasn't necessarily the hardest thrower, and that ball has just gotten faster and faster for him over the last couple of years, and tremendous closer. I'm a little old school. I still think Kershaw, getting to go see a Kershaw curveball would be like my top notch, going up there and just sitting in the box and seeing that. Just the way that he works and just being able to pitch. The typical pitcher versus the thrower. I love what Kershaw brings, and I love that he's still doing his thing in the postseason here for the Dodgers. Not a Dodger fan. Not rooting for the Dodgers, but I am a fan of Clayton Kershaw. All right, boys. Food-wise, listen, I've come to campus. I had a hard time finding anything that I was like shocked by. Tell me something that you guys go get. Is there like a team meal that you guys have that you guys like? Is there like an individual? Give me something. Give me an idea of some food down there.
That's
Go ahead, Sweetie. You got it. You got it.
You guys all got answers. Give it to us.
I'm surprised you said that because I like to say Berkeley has some of the best food like in the Bay Area, honestly.
Yeah.
I know we go to we go to Pizzeria de Laura, we go to Mampuku, we go to Uri all the time. We have a lot of spots we go to all the time just because there's so much variety here in Berkeley.
Love that. Oliver?
I agree with French. There's a little bit of everything here. A little upscale, downscale. You can kind of get whatever you're searching for. I have a place that I like called Toss Noodle Bar. I get the crispy pork fried rice there, and it's unmatched.
All right. Now I'm adding some stuff to the list. That way I can get down there. Carl, favorite spot? You got a pizza place? I always want pizza whenever I go places.
Frenchie hit it with Pizza Delora. Their hours are kind of interesting, but they by far have the best Sicilian style pizza. And then a bunch of us always go to Summer's Kitchen, like on the weekends, and basically you can get whatever there. It's a good spot.
Love it. All right. Who's the funniest guy? Who's the funniest guy on the team? Who's the guy that makes you guys laugh every day, gets you into the campus, and you're cracking up when you're on field?
Probably for the pitchers, Cole Clark. He's a returner. He was a transfer last year. That guy is hilarious.
Love that. Shout out Cole.
Who for the hitters, Schmitty? Who do you think?
For the hitters,
yeah.
Pitchers is definitely C squared, Cole Clark. But for hitters, I'm going. I don't know. This is tough.
There's a lot of funny guys on the team. It's kind of tough to just pick one.
It's fair. You can give me a few.
I don't know. Schmitty's humble, but I think Schmitty's pretty funny. Honestly, some of the freshmen just like bantering with each other is pretty funny. Like they go at each other. I like it.
You got a lot of freshmen on campus, so if those guys getting after each other is probably good for a little team camaraderie too. You know, getting those guys used to razzing each other and being ready to play. Who do you guys think is going to take the biggest leap forward from last year to this year, or from fall even into spring that you guys have seen on campus? And you're like, okay, I see you working.
I'm gonna go again, and I'm gonna say Schmidt. I think that the Cape it's a really hard place to hit in, especially with no batter's eyes, stuff like that, facing the best pitchers. And he did his thing in there. He was a Cape All-Star. And when he got on campus, he's looked really like he progressed a lot. There's a lot of power going there. Bat to ball is looking great. And I think he's going to have a big year this year.
Love it. I also don't want to put you on the spot, Jacob, but if you watched our preseason show where we decided to pick all of our returning players and we did a little fantasy draft, you were selected by Jason very early on his all home run team. So he's got you selected on his team that he thinks is going to hit 200 plus home runs. So that's a big honor being selected as one of our 56 players on the preseason fantasy team.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty excited. Jason was pretty pumped. He's like, "Oh, I got Jacob. I win. This is it. That's my Big Ten guy." So he's like, "ACC, Big Ten. I don't need it. I got Jacob." Oliver, who do you think is going to make the biggest step forward for you guys as pitching goes?
As pitching goes,
yeah,
I think Quinn Larson. He's a big piece. He threw a little bit for us his freshman year, and he was out with TJ last year. But with Turkington out this year, I think there's going to be an opening for kind of an older guy to kind of step in and just get a lot of innings and make an impact. And I think he's slotted really well to do that. He's got great stuff, and he throws the ball freaking hard. So
yes, he does. Which is one of the reasons why he had the elbow surgery. But yeah, we love seeing him coming back. That's good. I love hearing that he's doing good and getting some innings and getting ramped up. Carl, who do you think is going to make that big step forward?
I think one of our transfers. We have some transfers this year. We have guys like Andre and Hansen that I think can be big possible breakouts for us because they're big, physical, and just tools out guys. And I think that they'll have a good opportunity to show the Bears what they can do. So I'm excited to see what they can do.
Love it. Fans got to get excited, man. This season's going to be spectacular here. One last thing here for you guys. What spells success this year in 2026 for the Cal Bears? What does that look like for you guys? Carl, I'll start with you.
I would just say success, like an overall mindset. Like last year, I would say there was like a ton of ups and downs, and like we were kind of just like riding the highs or like being down at the low. But I think our mindset of just like going in and competing every game is going to be huge for us. Like not caring about who we're facing, because obviously every team we play in the ACC is going to be talented and really good. So we got to just go out there and compete.
Got to go out there and compete every single day. Jacob.
I think Schmidt said it really well. It's like the discipline that we have it doesn't matter if we're down 0-2 in a series, we're still going to get that last game. Have that discipline to just go out there every single game and give it our best shot.
Love it. Keep competing. Get through. People got to remember, weekend series, you can take one on the road even, you're still doing well. Like, it's tough to go on the road in the ACC and go win a series, and sweeps just don't happen very often in this conference. So being able to go out there and even compete and get one and just staying in it and saying, hey, we got to get one, makes a big deal, especially on the road for every single team in the ACC. Oliver, big things here.
Yeah, I completely agree with what they said. And I think just last year, obviously, you don't want to carry over last year, success or failure. But we proved kind of in the tournament that we can fight and we can win ACC ball games, like big time ACC ball games. And I think success this year would just be doing that consistently. We have the talent for it. We have the mindset for it. It's just got to go out and actually execute. So I'm excited to do that.
Yeah, love that. I mean, I spoke a lot about that last year. I said that this team's very good. The consistency is one thing to work on, and that's my biggest preview for this season of 2026 is the consistency. If this team goes out there and it stays healthy and is consistent, you guys can compete with anybody, in my opinion. So I'm excited for Cal baseball. I hope that these fans are going to be pumped for Cal baseball this year and show up to Berkeley. Any last words here, guys? You guys want to share with the fans or anything else you want to get out there? Any shout-outs?
I think we're going to surprise people this season, even with like a super young team, honestly.
Yeah, I can't wait for the competition. Carl?
I think Frenchie said it perfectly. I think a lot of people probably are sleeping on the Bears, but the Bears are ready for this year.
I love it. I don't sleep, Carl. You know that. I'll sleep in July. We're already into season now. We're going. Ain't no sleeping on the Cal Bears here.
No, sir. Yeah.
None. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me today. Hey, if you want to see more of our stuff, these guys are great. We're going to have more players, more coaches on. Thanks, gentlemen, for having us, and go get to class.
Yep. Thank you. Go Bears.
Thanks for having us.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Awesome. Big shout out, big thanks to Jacob French, Oliver De La Torre, Carl Schmidt for joining the podcast. Really awesome to get their insights. Mark, you have anything on that interview before we kind of get into the fun here?
Man, it was fun to go see those guys last year, getting to see that Cal baseball team. I got to see them take on Houston and Antoine Jean in Houston was really good and down there. And it was fun to see Cal, and I really liked their ballpark. Coach Mike New also got to talk to him a little bit. That one's going to come out later. But, man, just a wonderful, wonderful thing going on in Cal. And I think that they are building 22 freshmen coming in there. So it'll be interesting to see those three guys mixing with those young kids. Really excited to see Cal in year 2 at ACC.
I love it. Now we're going to get into the fun. We're going to pick our way too early pitcher and player of the years for the ACC, Big Ten, SEC. So everybody's going to pick a player. Jason refuses to have duplicates. So
nope. Not going to happen.
Not happening.
We will not have duplicates, even though I advocated strongly to have people be able to pick the same player. But apparently that's not happening.
Nope.
Let's see. What's does ChatGPT want us to do? Which conference first? Let's see what they say.
It wants us to do the Big Ten first.
It wants us to do the ACC first, it says.
Alphabetical, probably.
No, it went ACC, SEC, Big 12, Big 10.
Okay. All right. Well,
that's for last.
Yeah. So let's start with the ACC. Let's see who wants to go first and pick their ACC. Well, we'll go pitcher of the year to start.
Pitcher of the year?
Yeah.
I feel like since I requested no duplicates, I should not go first. I feel like that would be cheating.
I forgot to add in, we're going to do the field too. So everybody outside of these top major 4 conferences, we're going to pick a pitcher and player of the year.
I can sit back as well, but I can go first if you guys want. It's up to you guys.
Do ask ChatGPT. I don't want to cheat in this.
Let's see. Who should go
ask
first?
Ask our computer overlords who should go first.
It says me.
There we go.
I'm sure it does.
Of course
it does. Yeah.
It says me, Will, Jason, Mark.
Yeah, that checks out.
We'll snake it. We'll snake it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go. This is tough. See, I don't want to go first. Someone else should go. Will, you go first.
What?
Oh,
You can't go against what the computer says.
Break
Jared,
the
you were
computer
first.
overlords
I'm calling
already.
you round 1, and then round 2 will be Mark, Jason, Will, Jared.
I don't
we're
listen.
staking this. I'm already typing it up. Go.
Oh, you already have a sheet ready?
Yeah, I'm running it.
Oh man.
we're going with pitcher.
You didn't have a
I think I'm gonna have
single
to call
name
it-
ready to go for the AC.
No, I
Pitcher
did.
of the year,
I did.
ACC.
I do have a name.
I-
ready
I-
to go.
I
I'm
was
just deciding
anticipating-
between two.
I was anticipating player of the year, so no, I do not. I'm not prepared. However, I'm gonna audible, and we're going player of the year first because I have that ready.
What? we're
Wait.
off the
Oh,
rails.
it's too
now.
late. It's
Wait.
too late.
Wait,
Audible.
who's going first? I'm so
here.
confused.
I thought I was gonna go first. I was just joking about turning it over to Will.
Oh,
but
yeah,
if you want to
yeah,
go
yeah.
first.
No,
it's all
no,
you.
we're not deviating. Let's give Will 2 more minutes to quickly Google who's in the ACC.
For the pitcher.
Yeah. So Jared, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to go a little bit out of the box here. And I'm going to take Ryan Lynch from North Carolina. I think he's going to enter the rotation for them. He had an absolutely incredible year out of the bullpen. And when he got an opportunity to start, he absolutely dominated. For the year, I believe, let me look it up here. I was going to pull this up. Sorry, I don't have anything ready. See, this is what I hate about going first.
He was a stud. I mean, and
Yeah.
his draft stock continues to rise just because of his ability and his physicalness. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of insane, the numbers that he posted last year. It was 2.93 ERA, struck out 73 batters in 61.1 innings. I believe he wound up getting 3 starts and started to start games at the end of the year. I mean, he impressed this summer as well for the collegiate national team. I'm really, really like Ryan Lynch. And I know when Tyler saw him out here for the draft looks as well, really impressed. I think he's a guy who's going to skyrocket, like you said, Mark, up draft boards. And that's who I'm going with for the pitcher of the year.
I like it.
All right.
All right.
So Will, now you are up.
It is me. And I'm gonna have to run this back actually because my pick last year kind of fluttered out, but I'm gonna go back to the well. Same team. Give me Jason DeCaro. Had a ridiculous freshman year. The strikeouts were down last year. He got down a little more, struggled at times. I just think he's due for a really big year. Like I was so high on him coming into 2025 and really thought he was going to take a big jump as a sophomore, and it really just didn't happen. So I'm going back to the well. Give me Jason DeCaro for a huge bounce back year. I really, really like his stuff. It's nasty. He can be a top arm in the ACC any week. So I'm going with him.
Wow. We got two UNC guys back to back.
Yeah,
it.
They'll be excited for that. So I am up now, and I think I'm also kind of piggybacking on myself from a little bit last year. So Aiden Canuck. So I remember when we were doing kind of our preseason All-Americans, and we were saying like who in the third team could jump up to the first team, and we were trying to like say who kind of had that helium, and he was the guy that really jumped out to me. Frankly, he had a great season, clearly phenomenal season, but there were definitely some times where he didn't live up to kind of that ace, kind of that he was tabbed at the beginning. Still had about a 4.2 ERA, crazy strikeout numbers, 110 Ks and 90 innings. I mean, pretty much everything is showing that this guy like is capable of being the best pitcher in the ACC, and I feel like this is really his opportunity, and it's his money year. It's his junior year. So I'm going to go Aiden Canuck at Clemson.
I like that. I mean, he just had so many ups and downs, right? But the talent was there. He just had some games where he went out there and he looked like the best player in college baseball, and then he went out to games and he had maybe the worst arm out there for some days. It was crazy.
I think it was it the Florida State series that he was pulled in the first or the second inning? I can't remember which series it was.
Georgia Tech. Remember that game? He got him. Yeah, both him and McKee were both knocked out early. In the first inning.
It didn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, because again, you're talking about a guy who's got like a sub 1.2 WHIP. He's got an OPS allowed of like 630. So like when you look at it kind of in the aggregate, you go like this guy is incredible. But then to your point, if you kind of zoom in on a few series, you're like, what happened? So I think if he's able to put it together, I think he clearly has first team All-American written all over him and potential ACC pitcher of the year.
I remember when we saw him at Shriners too. Like he dominated early, and then I think like the second or third time through the lineup, he just wound up giving up 4 earned, and it was kind of a struggle. But the strikeout numbers were there. He struck out 7 guys in 4 innings. So like you said, the stuff is nasty.
I think he struck out the first 5 guys.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. That. Yeah,
he was filthy that week. He was real good. I'm going to go a little bit off the board here with the transfer into Miami. Frank Menendez, I think that his ability and his arm ability is so unfathomable for what's going to happen in the ACC this year. I think he's going to come in and really shock some people. And I think he's going to be one of the reasons why I have Miami in my Omaha 8. It's because guys like him are going to step up and be a huge help. Go out there and this lineup's better. I think that this team's better. I think Arteaga's put together this whole thing. I think a lot of it revolves around him being a dude. And if he can come out and be a stud on weekends, even work into their Friday night role, I really like where he's at. I like Frank here on this one coming from Florida to Miami.
I dig it. I love it. I did a randomized order for ACC Player of the Year. Mark, you're first.
All right. I mean,
I was just snaking.
Oh, you're going to snake it? Well, I guess Mark's still first.
Well, still me first either way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Player of the Year, I mean, this is the guy that I've been talking about now for 3 seasons, and this is his 3rd season. Drew Burress. Like, for me, Drew Burress is the guy. Like, he could be the Player of the Year in the entire country. He could win Golden Spikes this year. He could be the 1-1, even though there's like 4 or 5 guys we talk about that could be in the 1-1 this year. He's right up there. I mean, his ability to be in the outfield and how good Georgia Tech could be this year, I got to go with my guy, Drew Burress.
I love that. Love that pick. Who's next, Jason? You next?
I am next. So this is a guy that I think when we looked back and we were making our fantasy teams and people were like, well, why didn't you pick this person? And I am officially saying you're right. Why didn't we pick that person? I still have Daniel Cuvée, who I had as my number 1 pick, but I'm actually – I think I'm going to go Cade Lewis of Wake Forest. I'm a little biased in this in the sense that they have such a small field that their bats always put up just ridiculous numbers. So it's kind of a combination of he has incredible ability. I think Wake Forest is primed to have a great season. And I think combining the fact that it's 300 to right field and like 370 to the alleys, 365, I think he's really just going to put up some pretty insane numbers to really kind of continue that trend of the Wake Forest bats over the last 3 to 4 years, where it feels like they have at least one guy who's hitting 20 home runs every year. So I'm going to stick with Cade Lewis, and we're going for him as ACC Player of the Year.
I like that pick. Guy hit 18 doubles. That's insane.
Thank you. Which is, again, it's odd for a Wake Forest, park that most doubles are actually home runs.
All right, well, who you got?
All right, I'm going with mid-major transfer to Duke University, Michael DiMartini.
Yeah,
I think he's got a ton of really good tools. Stole nearly 40 bags last year, almost 70 RBI. He's got home run pop. He's got gap-to-gap pop. I don't know if the home run is going to play in the ACC, but the hit tool is certainly there. He's going to swipe a bunch of bags, play really good defense. I think he's got a legit shot to be ACC Player of the Year. I absolutely loved watching him last year. He's going to be one of my favorite guys again in 2026.
I like that pick. No one's picking Daniel Cuvée. We're just going to leave him off the board here.
That felt like cheating since I picked him number 1 overall previously. So I didn't want to just like double up. It felt wrong. It really did.
Yeah. I mean, you have Miles Bailey, but he's going to hit a lot of homers. Like what's the ultimate output going to be with that swing and miss? Well, I'm just going to take Daniel Cuvée out of Miami. A guy who hit 20 doubles, 18 home runs. He drove in 84, slashing 372, 450, and 708. Really hard to pass him up. He wasn't actually going to be my pick because I figured he wasn't even going to make it to me. Definitely taking Daniel Cuvée out of Miami. I think he's in for another big year. He did the same thing as freshman year. He went absolutely absurd. Hit 24 home runs that year. So he even took a dip in 25. So if he gets those homers back up, I think he's for sure going to win ACC Player of the Year. Is it back to me again, I guess?
It is back to you again.
For Big Ten pitcher? This is where we're starting?
No, isn't it SEC?
Oh, yeah.
ACC, SEC, Big 12, Big 10.
That's much easier.
Okay. So let's give me 1 second. So that was ACC. So SEC, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, yep, I've got you, Jared, going first.
I'm so glad I get to pick first in this one because I think Mark might have been taking my guy here, is my guess. But I am going with Chris Hakopian out of Texas A&M. At Maryland, hit 14 home runs, 12 doubles, 61 RBIs. Has absolutely raked since his freshman year at Maryland. Went into the Cape. I think there's some current concerns. I think, Mark, you talked about this on the last podcast too, about like maybe the game speeding up on him a little bit. But he looked really good in the Cape Cod League this summer as well. Looked like he kind of didn't miss a beat from when he was at Maryland. I have just been super impressed with him since my days starting to watch him at Maryland. He played mostly third base his freshman year, shifted to shortstop. So my guess is he went to A&M because he was guaranteed the opportunity to play shortstop. The question is, will the game speed up on him too much to play that position there? Will he have to move back to third base? So defensively, is he going to be able to kind of bring it to the table to win player of the year? I think he has a chance. He looked really good defensively at shortstop when I saw him at Maryland. Could probably use a little bit more range, and that might hurt him a little bit in the SEC, but I really, really like the bat with Chris Hakopian, and I think he's just going to hit mammo bombs for Texas A&M.
I like that pick. I mean, I think, he's not playing in the fall this year. He's going to have all that time to rest and get ready. I mean, I think they're working on range of motion and everything for him. Man, if he can play shortstop at that level, then he's going to be a high draft pick. It's just going to turn out that way because the bat's already there. We all know the bat metrics are there. It's interesting to see.
Yep. Who's up next? Will, you got?
That is
correct.
Back to me. Oh, I really wanted to go Kuhio Aloy this year, but he just doesn't play defense, so it's just not going to happen. As much as I would like to just follow it up with another guy that might just hit a ton of mammo bombs, I wanted to go that route. But I'm actually going to stick with the mid-major transfer route here. I'm actually going to go Aiden Robbins. I was super, super impressed. And Jason, you got eyes on him too. So even you were impressed in his showing in the fall, but just such a good hit tool. And if the power plays, he can poke some balls out of the yard. I mean, I really, really think he can give some teams a run for their money. And this is a Texas team that really their biggest weakness last year was offense. And he's kind of, I don't want to say that he's going to be the spark, but it seems like they're bringing him in to fix some of those lineup problems. So I'm going to go Aiden Robbins. Big fan of the hit tool. Big fan of what he can do at the plate. Had a really good showing in the Cape Cod League, already showing out in the fall. I think that's really, really good in terms of his playing time coming in the spring, because it's kind of unsure when they bring in good transfers from mid-majors at that level. So I like Aiden Robbins here.
I like that pick a lot. There was a lot of really good buzz about Robbins out of Austin when I was there. Pretty much from every single person I talked to. So I am stalling, but I don't really need to. I don't know why I am. So this is probably going to be a little bit of a sting for the Houston Cougars. So apologies on this, but I am going to go with Mississippi State's Ace Reese here. Sorry, Mark. I know you. Sounds like apologies. This one kind of feels like a little bit of a layup. Approximately a 1,200 OPS last year. Have 40 extra base hits. He's going to be an absolute stud for probably a team that I think you're going to see in a number of people's top five. They've got pretty much every piece you could want. They've got Noah Sullivan coming back. They have Ace Reese coming back. They got probably one of the top 5 pitchers in the portal. They got, great bats out of the portal. They did pretty much everything they needed to do to kind of fix some of their issues. And so they're going to have a guy that's going to lead that bandwagon. I think it's going to be Ace Reese. So sometimes, and a lot of times, these player of the years kind of go to the best player on the best team. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm not saying Mississippi State's going to be the best team in the SEC, but I do think they'll contend for that. So I'm going to go Ace Reese for my pick.
I love that one. He was definitely on my short list. I mean, he's a guy that's going to be a superstar on a team that's going to be really, really good. But I'm going to go with the transfer guy. I think I have the hat up there, maybe the orange and black there in the Tennessee. Henry Ford. I think that what he could do at that ballpark could be massive things. Like if he matches what he did his freshman year at Virginia and adds a little bit to it, that's an SEC player of the year written all over it, man. I think that he has the insane innate ability to hit home runs. And yeah, that number dropped a little bit last year because he was really working on his hit and miss. I think that he goes in and I think he tears up SEC pitching. I think that he just makes a huge step forward. And I think he's a reason why Tennessee is going to be really good this year. Henry Ford is definitely my guy.
I love that pick because it's like, this is something that Tyler and I had talked about, is like he calmed down his swing so much and the strikeout rates dipped, but the power dipped with it. So if he can find a way to maintain that and also bring those homers back up, like you mentioned, that he's insane. It's going to be insane when he goes in Tennessee, especially with that ballpark.
And Lindsey Nelson, yeah, he could really be a 370 hitter with 20 home runs in that ballpark.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great pick. We're sticking with you for pitcher, right?
I believe it is me for pitcher. Man, I was really kind of hoping I was going to go fourth for pitcher because I was going to sneak one in there. But I think it's an easy pick, really. I mean, if Florida's going to be anything, it's Liam Peterson, right? So, like, I'm sorry, Jason. Damn it. But if they're going to be,
I picked the lamp. I shouldn't have picked the lamp. All right,
that's an easy pick.
To me, it's like you can't go anywhere else. If you're really thinking about the guy who's going to make the biggest impact for his team, and if Florida does anything, like I said this year, they're going to have to lean on Liam Peterson to be a stud. He's easily the pick for me.
I love that. Jason, who you got?
Oh my God, I'm spinning my wheels. I'm trying so hard not to revert back to Arkansas, but I'm just going to do it. I don't even care. We're just letting it ride. We're going Gabe Gackle.
Yeah.
So this is a guy that was the preseason SEC Player of the Year last year. Started out, honestly, he couldn't really get to the sixth inning. He was about 70 to 80 pitches when he was getting to the fifth. He didn't have really that changeup. So he's kind of a 4-pitch guy. He's got the cutter, the slider, the fastball, the changeup. But his changeup is pretty nasty for a guy who throws 96, 97. And he just really couldn't find it. And it took till he got to the bullpen for him to kind of bring that back. And he was practically unhittable in the last third of the season. For Arkansas to have a good season, and my hot take is I think, they're going to be a little down this year. Perhaps it's not a hot take since they lost so much to the draft for 4, first round picks. But for them, if they're going to have that steadying presence on the mound, they really need him to push forward. So I'm going to go Gabe Gackle. He is going to be my SEC Pitcher of the Year.
I love it.
I don't. I made that too quickly.
You didn't snipe me. I'm waiting for Will to see if he snipes me here.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. I truly believe with what Wes Johnson and Georgia did in the portal this year, it's going to be somebody in Athens. And this was my favorite one by far. I'm going to go Caden Aoki, the USC transfer.
Oh, that was not the arm I thought you were going to take.
Oh, no.
Well, they got like 17 portal arms, so
yes, they did. They got all of them, so it could have been one of like 5 or 6 different guys.
In Stanford's entire roster.
Has put up really, really good numbers in the ACC or in the Big Ten and the Pac-12 with USC over the last couple of years. Last year was the really big jump in terms of strikeouts, 90 Ks over 97 innings with just 14 walks. I think Wes Johnson is going to turn him into a freak, and I could see him dominating the SEC every single weekend. And I know he's going to be fighting for a rotation spot, so it's almost like you don't even know if innings are available for him. But I legitimately think if he slots into a role and gets comfortable, he's going to be one of the best arms in the SEC this year.
I dig it. Yeah. I like it. I mean, he's older arm too, right? So he's got experience.
Yep.
And Yep.
5th year.
Gonna go dominate some freshmen somewhere. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Florida, and I'm gonna take Aiden King.
Yeah, he was my next one.
Yeah,
I was trying to decide between him and Gackle, and I just said, you know what, we're going Arkansas.
Yeah, I was gonna try to be clever and take someone from Kentucky like Ben Cleaver, but I'm just gonna go Aiden King because it's a safe, easy pick. Posted a 2.58 ERA, 79 strikeouts, and 73.1 innings pitched as a freshman. Like, just absolutely insane stuff. I mean, like we talked about, Liam Peterson's going to be the reason that Florida goes, but second reason's probably going to be Aiden King outside of Brendan Lawson on the offensive side. So you look at having that 1-2 punch, and we saw what a 1-2 punch can do for LSU in terms of winning a national championship. So if they can get that same kind of 1-2 punch that can really lead them to Omaha and to a College World Series championship, it's going to be Peterson and King, and I really like Aiden King.
It feels like a Sullivan old school Florida team, right? Where I got two guys on the front of my rotation that are going to beat you up, and I'll find the rest of the pieces and make it work. But if I got two guys I can throw out there every week, and I'm feeling a lot better.
Yep. I love it. I guess it's sticking with me. Should we switch? Because, Mark, have you picked last on pitchers every time or no?
No, we
swapped that one.
The first, yeah.
Swapped it. Okay. Yeah, because you got Burris and ACC. Okay.
Yep.
So should we do Big Ten hitters first or pitchers?
Big 12. 12,
Big 12. Right? Yeah, Big 12.
Yeah,
sorry.
I need more time to continue searching Big Ten.
Mostly just the pitchers.
So we want to do Big 12 pitchers or hitters? We were doing pitchers, right? Because we did hitters last time first.
Yeah.
We should switch to pitchers on this one.
This one's tough. There's like 4 or 5 arms I like. And I know that 2 of them you probably really like, Will, because they're both Arizona arms.
True. 3 of them.
3. Gonna go. Who's the third?
Back into the bullpen.
No.
No.
Pitcher of the year?
It's the best reliever in college baseball.
I was like, wait, who's the third? I know Kremkowski and Bailey Smith, but you're really pulling for it. Hey, go for it. I'd say go for it. You never know. No, I have to pick somebody.
Don't forget Kevin Copps. He won the
Golden Spikes as a reliever for Arkansas.
Golden Spikes as reliever, so you never know. You never know.
I mean, should I go? I could go the easy route and take Tommy Lepore. I feel like that's just like the easy pick of the Big 12.
I mean, it's probably the correct pick.
It's probably the correct pick. I mean, exactly. I'm with Jason. It's probably that's who for a reason in our draft was a reason why I picked Tommy Lepore.
Yeah. I was just gonna pick Tommy Lepore out of TCU. Easy pick. Posted 3.09 ERA last year, 88 strikeouts in 90 innings. Electric high-octane fastball, gets up to 100 miles an hour. Want to see more strikeouts from him. I think that's the big thing. If he's got that kind of stuff, he needs to start punching out more batters. But, I mean, if you're going to post a 3.09 ERA in your first year at TCU, second year in college baseball, it's pretty good in the Big 12. Again, just want to see him kind of hone in his stuff a little bit more, get that strikeout number up. But what he did last year was unbelievable. And he's going to be the Friday night ace again for TCU and be the main reason that they are going to make a run potentially at Omaha as well.
I love it. I am also going to go low-hanging fruit here. Give me Owen Kremkowski from Arizona. Got eyes on him in Arlington last year, watched him all season long. I mean, the 5.5 ERA last year is so deceiving because his stuff is unbelievable when he's on. He just got hit around at times. Arizona's a hitter's park, so it doesn't bode well for him. Yeah. It's warmer there. The ball carries with the altitude. But 92 innings last year, 90 punch-outs. I mean, the arm action is electric, and he has so much room to grow with his frame. Like, I haven't seen him yet, but if he put any sort of size on the frame, I think the fastball is going to be mid-90s, maybe touching upper 90s. He was kind of low to mid last year with a really, really good slider. I just think he's going to take the big jump. I think this is the year. It's year 3 for him. It's a draft year. I mean, he's a guy that I legitimately think can be a top 20 pick in 2026. So I'm expecting a big physical jump, and I think it's just going to translate on the field for a big year for Owen Kremkowski.
I love that pick. I remember when I watching him at Shriners, and I think he got kind of lit up in that series as well. And I'm just like watching the stuff. I was like, how is this possible? Like, he's throwing like mid 90s, like nasty breakers. Like, it just didn't make sense.
All right. So is it me?
Yes, sir.
It's me, right?
Okay. It's you.
Awesome. So I am continuing the comeback train with my pitchers. So first I had Aiden Canuck, was again a guy that's probably can bounce back. Then we had Gabe Gacko, hopefully bounce back. We're gonna go Dom Vagley.
Oh,
Kansas.
I knew that was gonna be the pick.
I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Mark.
No, you're good.
So One thing I'll say is I'm really excited. I'm going to see. I say I'll see him in person. Every time I feel like I'm going to go see these guys in person, they're not playing. But I'm going to be in Kansas to see Kansas versus Kansas State. They actually got that game moved to Friday because whoever runs the football had no idea what was going on and put Kansas versus Kansas State at 11 a.m. So they had to shove the baseball game back to Friday. Here nor there. But this is a guy that really had a rough year. He had a 5.7 ERA. I mean, he was their workhorse throwing, basically 100 innings pitched. His strikeout numbers were, kind of, I mean, they were below that strikeout per inning. So it's not as much as you would like to see. I mean, everything from his freshman year said that this guy is going to be like the best pitcher in the Big 12 his sophomore year, and it just didn't really happen. I think for Kansas to make that jump, almost similarly, Mark, to what you were saying about with Miami, if they want to make that jump to a super regional team, continue that upward trend with Fitz, I think he needs to become the ace on the team. So give me Dominic Vagley for my pitcher of the year.
I love that one. I don't know if you guys know this, but I bought 100 hot dogs for the fans at Hoglin this last year. So when they had the dollar dog night, I made sure I sent $100 down there so that they could fill up the fans there, because we told them the first 300 fans to get there get hot dogs, and I was like, I'm paying. Like, let's get these fans some dogs. I love this. College baseball's better when fans are showing up, and boy, they showed up for Kansas last year, and I think Vagley's going to have a big year this year. Yeah. I like that, Jason.
And Jason, to your point, he kind of falls into the Kramkowski category for me too. Like, you watch this stuff and it makes no sense when you look at the numbers. Like, I also saw him in Arlington, and he kind of got lit up a little bit, and you're just like, stuff is really good. But he's also one of those guys, like, he can be the best pitcher in the country on any given day, and he just tale of two stories all season long.
Yeah. I mean, again, still a sub 700 allowed OPS, a whip in that 1.2 region. I mean, I think the thing for him is his strikeout per walk is only 2.7. I mean, sub 3 is generally not where you want to be. Greater than 3 if you're looking to be one of those elite pitchers. So he needs to get the walks down and the strikeouts up if he really wants to turn into that ace. But I think he has the capability of doing it.
Okay, I was stuck here now between the two Arizona guys. I'm not going to go Pluta as much as I love him. I think that he might be, the best stat-wise reliever in baseball, as much as I still love my lefty out of Irvine. I'm going to go with Bailey Smith. Listen, he had a tremendous freshman season. If he can build on that and come back out and be as dominant as he was the last 7 starts of his freshman season, if he can do that for 15 to 17 starts, there's no reason why he couldn't win pitcher of the year in the Big 12. Now, I do still believe that it is going to be Tommy Lepore, but if there's going to be somebody outside of that, I like Bailey Smith because of just his stuff and what he can do, and being a big, tall frame kid. I think that he puts on a little bit of muscle this year. I think he gets a little stronger, gets in the weight room. 17 starts is not out of the question for him. He can go out there and get double-digit wins this season.
I like it. I dig it. We're moving on to Big 12 hitters, and this is actually going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of talent in the Big 12 on the hitting side. And Mark, I think you are.
It's me first. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go with Jason here as far as the Kansas folks. Brady Bollinger, that guy could go out there and he could hit 30 home runs this year for Kansas, and he could be the difference maker to get Kansas to that super regional level. He had a really good season last year. I think that he builds on that and he does even more things. I know already in the fall ball, he's just been tearing the cover off the ball, hitting home runs out of that ballpark. I really like Brady here. I think that he's going to be a massive player for them. And I think that, if Kansas jumps up there and wins the Big 12, he's going to win an award.
I love it. I dig it.
Well, you sniped me, I snipe you. We all snipe each other. Honestly, I think it's a good thing that I didn't do 2 Kansas players here. I don't want to look too much like a homer. So no, I do think again, this guy he's going to be an absolute freak. So fingers crossed I actually see this, individual. So I'm probably going to snipe one of you two here. So just sorry about that.
I'm already writing it down because I know who it is.
STRO. Yeah. So we'll go Mr. Strauss-Snyder of TCU again. I was so excited to see this guy up close in person, but no need to belabor the point. I really wasn't able to see him, but I think he's going to go absolutely crazy in the Big 12. And Will, I know you love TCU, and I think he's going to be a center part of that team. So I mean, really, this guy probably is the focal point of perhaps the best freshman class in the country last year. When you look at him and Franco and is it Traeger? Was he the other freshman? I remember they had the 3 freshmen. So I mean, the fact that he's a draft eligible sophomore, it's too bad that they won't be able to get him for the 3 years. But given it's his money year, given that there's going to be on such a good team, give me Strauss Snyder.
I dig it. Well, who you got? Who are you going to snipe from me here?
I'm sticking in the same state. Different team, though. We're going to go Texas Tech. Logan Hughes had a massive 2025, 19 bombs, 58 RBIs, a 1.107 OPS. Love his swing. Really, really smooth left-handed swing. Think he's going to take another jump for the Red Raiders this year, who were really down last year after a handful of really, really strong years. And I just don't think they had the pitching to compete in the Big 12 last year. So I really like them to take another step. I think Logan Hughes is going to have a big time season. That's my player of the year.
Quietly one of the best portal pickups of the offseason. Not a lot. I mean, maybe it's because, he was teammates with probably one of the biggest portal pickups of the offseason. But it felt like he kind of went under the radar. So I think that's a great pickup and a great decision.
Well, since you took my pick, you're going to leave me with like the only other guy that I had on my list here. Well, there's a couple others, but not going with any of the TCU guys. I am going to go with a guy who was on, I think, the last place team in the Big 12, UCF, Andrew Williamson. Slash 352, 448, 662, 19 doubles, 13 home runs, and 53 RBIs, posting an 1110 OPS. Yes, higher than Logan Hughes' OPS. Sorry, Will. But I like what UCF did in the portal this year. They brought in quite a few guys, had one of the top 25 portal classes. This is a team that, it's hard to recruit in Florida when you're competing with Miami and Florida. But the fact they were able to keep a guy like Williamson on campus. They had a pretty good recruiting class. This is a team that you could see try to make some noise here in 2026. And it's going to be riding with Andrew Williamson at the top. But I really, really like Williamson, and I like these UCF Knights.
I'm not going to lie. I for sure thought you were going to say Natili, but I really like that pick as well.
He was on the list too.
Yeah.
I had Andrew Williamson on my list in case I was picking fourth. I was like, I might be able to sneak this one in, but he's going to be really, really good this year for UCF.
Yeah, I figured I wasn't going to get Strauss-Snyder. I figured I wasn't going to get Ballinger. So those two guys weren't even on my list. And then the last guy I had was Hughes. And then, of course, Will is just like, no, I'll take him.
Had to.
Oh, now we got to go.
Well, that was a good quick pivot. If that was a last-second pivot, that was a good quick pivot.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Now we're moving on to the Big Ten. Are we starting with hitters here, pitchers?
Can we start with hitters?
I mean, am I going first? This seems unfair.
Yeah, we should start.
You are going first, but I wasn't going to pick him. So
Jason, Will, you guys haven't gone first. You guys want to go first for this conference?
I mean, I can go first. I don't.
Okay,
mind.
do it.
So I'm gonna pick a UCLA Bruin that is not
it's gonna be
Rock
mine.
Chalowski. That is not Rock Chalowski. Because is it Will Gasparino?
No, it's not.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Will Gasparino. And I know you're probably thinking like, hey, he struck out so much at Texas. Nothing to knock against the Big Ten, but he's just not going to see the stuff. And you're talking about a guy who has 25 bombs, and he's effectively a 30 extra base hit guy both of his first 2 years. He is probably going to be the best center fielder, defensive center fielder in D1 next year. Burris and others will probably try to, say that they have that amount. But now I feel like he has incredible range. I think I've talked about this in the past, but Texas played Arkansas, and Arkansas hit a home run. And I want to say this ball went 415, and the Arkansas center field is like 400, 405. That ball cleared the fence by quite a bit. His entire, like half of his torso was above the top of the wall, and he almost caught this ball. So I think he's a guy that, frankly, some people looked at and they're like, hey, why do they have this guy ranked so highly? I think he had some moments where, he just needed a little bit of a reset. And I think he's going to put up crazy numbers at UCLA. I really do. And I know this may seem like a little bit of out of left field, but this is a guy, when he came out of high school, he had crazy potential. Everyone still loves this potential. Yeah. I think he's going to face a schedule that makes things a little bit easier on him. And I think he's going to put up ridiculous numbers.
I dig it. I mean, we're going to clip the fact that you put Will Gasparino over Rock Tulowski. But other than that, great pick.
Please don't. Because, frankly, I didn't want to pick Rock Tulowski because I know someone has to, but I didn't want to since I was the first person because it just felt like it felt too easy. Everyone knows that he's the best player in the Big Ten. Let's just
it's the same thing with picking Burris in the ACC almost.
So this is, it's more of I enjoy the game. I want to pick someone that's, fun and I think actually has a lot more potential that he's shown. And I mean, it's still like we're talking about a guy who's basically had a 900 OPS his first 2 years, in the SEC. Like he's a very good player.
We could go really crazy and have no one pick Rock and see what happens.
I don't think they'd like that.
The world would come to an end.
Will, you want to go second here? And then
Yeah, I'll go second. And similar to Jason, I love this game for the sake of the game. I'm also wasn't planning on taking Rock here, but I'm sticking with the same team, and I really thought you were going to snipe me on it. Give me Molovai Levu out of UCLA. Ton of RBI production last year, 85 ribbies, 12 bombs, 15 doubles. Another guy with a 900 plus OPS. And he is, in my opinion, the most underrated first baseman in the country. Absolutely mashes. And I just think with that offense bolstering up even more, he might be pushing 100 RBI this year. Legitimately. Like he might be knocking out 85. He's not that far off. I don't think that's crazy to say. Yeah, he sits in the middle of that order. He doesn't.
That's a good point.
Puts the ball in play, gets a lot of runs in. I think he's got a shot. He's got a legitimate shot. Obviously, he's more of I guess on that team, he's more of a role player, but his role is driving in 85 plus runs. So it's going to be Molovai Levu.
And that offense is going to be better this year. They're going to be better than they were last year. So
we could go crazy and pick all UCLA players except for Rock Tulowski as Big Ten Player of the Year. There's Roman Martin, Dean West. Throw it in there.
We gotta pick like an Oregon player. I mean, there's a few. There's a good.
If you want me to go next, it's pretty easy for me because it's Maddox Maloney, right?
So, I was going to say Mr. Maloney. Like, how are we not going to pick
Maddox Maloney? Has been screaming up draft boards. His ability to play shortstop, his ability to hit home runs, he's clutch situations. I mean, the guy is so talented. I love watching him play. I've seen him play, I think, 20 to 30 games already in his career. Tremendous talent and a good young man. I really like Maddox. I got him having just an explosive season for Oregon this year. So it's got to be Maddox for me. Sorry, Jared. I just wanted to make sure I get my Oregon plug in there.
Because I was going to take the shortstop out of Northwestern because I thought everybody I was going to be on my list was going to be gone.
I swear to you, I had Ryan as well. Like I had Ryan Kucherik as well. I was like, but then when it came to me, I was like, do I want to pick this guy first? And I was like, well, let's have some fun with it. No, I literally have his page open right now because he was my other person. So I had him and Gasparino. They were going to my two curveballs. Of course, you wanted me to go first, so I was like.
I mean, we could just say that we all would have taken Rock number one, and then Jared, you can go through Guy if that makes you feel better.
I'm picking Rock. I'm not leaving him off the board. Not doing it to him. Consensus number one overall player for the draft right now, as it stands. Absolutely ranked last year. I mean, I don't have much else to say about him besides he's very good at baseball. Everybody knows everything about Rock Tulowski at this point.
I know I've said this a few times, but I'm going to keep beating the drum. I think he is going to be the case study for elite players that if you go to a team in the Big Ten and you put up some insano numbers, you may see more helium than maybe if you went to the SEC and you were competing with a 22 or 23-year-old as a freshman or a sophomore. So I think there's a really large case study right now
Yeah.
for elite players to go to non-SEC, ACC places and really get some more ABs earlier on. And then after like their draft stock skyrockets, it's kind of like, why would you leave? Because you would kind of put yourself in a new scenario where you may actually end up failing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, thanks, guys. I'll take Rock and head out of here. But no, we actually have to finish with the Big Ten pitchers of the year. As much as none of us want to do that.
Are we finishing? We're doing the field, right? Or are we still doing field?
Also.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got the field left. Sorry, I forgot about that. So Big Ten pitchers of the year. Who's starting this one?
Well, why don't you?
Give me
Since
Yeah.
we'll just go inverse.
Inverse. Okay.
Yeah. So you, then Will, then myself, then Mark.
I think.
Oh wait, no, I was last. Oh shit. I'm okay.
I was last because I went Rock.
I was gonna say I was just third in that one, but I'll go wherever you want.
Yeah, no, but I was. So I'll be fourth. So okay. So I'm. ChatGPT.
You didn't really set yourself up for this one.
No, I did not. Well, whatever. Go ahead. So I know my the two guys on my list right now, I know are going to be gone, but it is what it is. Continue.
Maybe.
I mean, this is kind of wide open at this point. Because like Magoo transferred out, Landon Mack transferred out. Everybody.
So Dylan Vig. Sorry.
Vigu,
Yeah, he transferred. Brody Purcell went to Florida State.
Yep.
Like if you look at the top 5 kind of potentially returning players for the Big Ten from a pitching perspective, almost all 5 of them transferred out.
Yeah,
It's pretty sad.
I was gonna go. I'm gonna go. I think I know who I'm gonna go with. I'm just double checking to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I'm gonna take the freshman out of Michigan, Tate Carey. This is a guy who got added into the rotation, I believe, later on into the season. Posted a 3.63 ERA, striking out 51 batters in 57 innings pitched. Really started to dominate down the stretch. Was really impressive. I mean, I think with Magoo gone now and out of the rotation, Tate Carey's probably getting a spot in that rotation going into the season. And to be able to do that, again, we talked about Big Ten kind of being one of the weaker conferences, but to be able to post those numbers as a freshman, to be able to join the rotation and still continue to dominate, I'm really impressed with this kid. And I think this is has a good shot at winning Big Ten Pitcher of the Year.
All right. I'm going to go a little way off the board here for you guys and take the true freshman, Angel Cervantes, for UCLA. I think if he gets into that weekend rotation, this dude could win the award. He is that talented. He was a first-round talent. Said the whole time, hey, I'm not taking the first round, I'm going to UCLA. Boom. As soon as those 37 picks were gone, instantly said, hey, I'm going to UCLA. This guy's a superstar. If he gets the opportunity, I know it's kind of an opportunity award. He's going to have to work his way probably into that Sunday starter role. I think there's a way for him to get up there with Barnett and Wyland Moss, be that third guy. I really like him, so I'm going Angel Cervantes there, the freshman at UCLA.
Sorry, Pittsburgh Pirates fans.
Crazy amount of money he turned down.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
So much. He probably got first-round money, too. Guaranteed.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. It was large.
Yes. Will, you're next because Jason's
this is
wide open for you.
I've got a pretty good one actually. I am going to stick with UCLA, and I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the USD transfer Logan Redeman.
Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yep, put together 2 really solid years with them, and had a really good summer in the Cape. Limited outings, 22 innings, but looked good. 3.2 ERA in that span. This is a guy I think is going to slot nicely into the UCLA starting rotation, and I really like him. There isn't, like you said, this is so wide open. I think if anyone just gets a hot hand, they can kind of roll this thing throughout the season, and I think Redeman could be that guy. He pitched on the West Coast at a mid-major. He's played a lot of these teams before that they will face at least out of conference, not necessarily the Marylands of the world, but I really like him to get after some hitters this year.
I dig it.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I boosted up Gonzaga, because he's no longer at San Diego. So it makes a big difference.
Jason.
So we're just going to do it. So we're going to take the actual best pitcher of the WCC last year because he was the pitcher of the year, and that would be Cal Scolari. Mr. Scolari will be going to the Ducks. Yes, he did have some struggles in the Cape, 100%. I will, I can attest to that. But he was on my fantasy team, and I think he's going to be a great pickup for the Oregon Ducks. And frankly, I think he's going to have a pretty favorable schedule, and he's going to put up some great numbers. So give me Mr. Scolari. And his name, he's just got a name that says
baseball
success,
name.
breeds success. So I'm feeling Mr. Scolari.
You know what's great is that I have 4 more guys on my list that I didn't like. I thought I was gonna have to pick last in this, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out there. I had 4 more guys on my list there. Big Ten pitchers.
Who are you guys? I got one more.
Michael Barnett.
as well.
I think that if he does what he does, he could win the award just because UCLA is going to win a bunch of games, right? I like Justin Timms at Washington. Again, I think if Washington is anything, Justin Timms is going to be a big reason for that. Caden Hunter at USC. If they're good, he's going to be a good one there. And then I threw out Jake Yeager from Maryland. So, if Maryland does anything, he might have to be their Friday night guy.
Yeah. Yeah, they lost Kyle McCoy, and the Saturday and Sunday guys did not exist last year. So they had names, and they kept rotating. So it's just it was like Joey McManus. It was Logan Hastings. It was a bunch of other guys. Yeager was consistently every Tuesday, every Wednesday, midweek guy. He's good. He's a highly recruited prep kid too. I dig it. So I guess we're moving to the field. I feel like we should start with pitchers here. And Mark, I think you're first to lead this one off.
What is the field?
Everyone, any other player except.
Okay, not a P5 player.
Yeah, not a Power 5.
Okay,
Power 4, Power 5,
4 now.
Call it.
Yeah,
listen,
because yeah.
I know that the Oregon State faithful that follow my podcast for the last 5 years are going to be not happy with this decision, but it's Jackson Flora for me, Santa Barbara. I really think that he could be the best. He could win pitcher of the year overall. He's that good. He's got that much arm talent. Yeah, he had a little bit of issues last year, leaving stuff over the plate and getting hit up a little bit, and he tried to get ahead of hitters early, and he threw a lot of fastballs. I think you're going to see him mix in more first pitch sliders. I think you're going to see him mix in more. He's been working on a changeup that's going to break in on those right-handed hitters. I like Jackson Flora. I think what he does is really puts him in a spot to be in the top 10 draft picks next year. So I got Jackson Flora.
I dig it.
I feel like I know who the next 3 players are going to be.
I mean, you're up, aren't you? Or no?
I can go and so am I up?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then. I mean, so I will avenge Mark here a little bit, and I'll pick because we know it's probably going to be, it's going to be a guy from Coastal, it's going to be a guy from Yale, it's going to be a guy from Oregon State, and it's going to be yeah. So Dax Whitney, again, as someone who just loves the game, not just for kind of the intricacies, but also kind of the science behind it. You're not going to find a pitcher in the country that has the best stuff in terms of, your rotations per minute, your inverted vertical break, your horizontal break. Basically, every single time he goes out there, again, I always push it. It's the damn analytics. It's a Twitter feed. I strongly recommend it because he would fit in right now with a major league. Like he could be pitching tonight, and no one would know that he's supposed to be pitching like here in a few weeks in college. So Mark, I know you didn't maybe wanted to not go homer, but this one was a layup for me.
Yeah, I mean Dax is so good. 4 pitches for strikes, and literally what he did to Louisville in the World Series was insane.
No, I mean, I felt bad for TCU because they had to go up against him. I mean, it's just. The fact that he made it to college, and I know we talked about this, I think, a few months ago, it's just absolutely absurd. But he'll make a lot of money. So whatever GM was like, hey, I don't want to give him 2.5. You're now probably going to have to pay him 8.5. So, yeah.
Probably double digit. It might be 10 by the time we get.
Oh, you think he's going to? There's been 4 or 5 double digits, Skeens and Cruz. Oh, that'd be wild if he gets double. Basically means he'd have to be like top 3, and yeah, so maybe potentially. Oh, you think he's gonna be 1-1? Nice.
I dig it. Well, I'm gonna take whoever you don't. So
yeah, it's basically just a dealer's choice here. I'm gonna go with Cam Flukie out of Coastal Carolina. Legitimately toe for toe, pitch for pitch with Cade Anderson last year, and that's about as good as it gets in college baseball. Really shored up the control from his freshman year to his sophomore year. Big frame, electric stuff. I mean, over 100 strikeouts, 118 strikeouts to 24 walks in 101 innings is ridiculous. And I just think he's going to get better this year. I have no doubt in my mind that even though there probably isn't a ton of big steps left for him, he's going to take another step. And I mean, I think he's probably the best pitcher in the country. And I don't know. There's a lot of guys that aren't, it's him and Dax Whitney, in my opinion, and, and everybody else.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect pick. And I'm going to take the guy that you didn't take, and Jack Oman out of here.
Yeah, I told you. I knew who the next 3 were going to be.
The decisions were made before this even started.
Yeah. I mean, this kid's in just the fact that he's doing this at a mid-major, becoming one of the top draft guys for, I think, 2027. He's a freshman, or going into the sophomore year. I don't think he's draft eligible sophomore. So he'll be eligible in 27. Guy who's sits in the mid-90s, basically his fastball. I think Brian Recca, one of the guys we used to work with Prospects Live, saw him this fall. He's 93 to 96 with the fastball, gets a ton of swing and miss on it, has super good control of his entire arsenal with a slider, cutter, and changeup. Just lives in the strike zone. A guy who posted a 1.34 ERA, striking out 87 batters in 73 in a 2/3 innings. Absolute dominance. Yes, I get it. It's the Ivy League, but this isn't a guy that's just another pitcher in the Ivy League dominating. He has elite electric stuff that's going to make him a top draft prospect too in 27. So going to go with Jack Oman. And
I like it.
Leaves us with bats. I guess I'm first on this one.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
Did the UConn guy transfer?
He did not. Do not pick him.
Do pick him.
I have Tyler's page up.
Tyler's my number 1. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, this guy 9 doubles, 18 home runs, 62 RBIs, /362, 444 with a 747 slug. Yes, I'm picking Tyler Minnick.
Whatever.
Can put it on the board. He's coming to my early preseason awards.
Sorry,
I couldn't remember if he transferred or not, but
he did not. You don't even know where he's playing, and
UConn.
You're picking it.
Plays at UConn.
Oh, did he transfer? Yeah. Whatever.
You're up next, Will.
Yep.
I gotta scramble.
I'll buy you a little bit of time here. Maybe not. I am going to go way out west. I'm going to go to the island of Hawaii for a senior first baseman, Ben Ziegler Namoa.
Yeah.
Put up a 919 OPS last year, 54 RBIs, 7 dingers. Really one of the lifebloods of this team. I really thought about going with Elijah Ekes as well, but he's just so much stronger on defense. So give me Ziegler. He'll do it with the bat this year. He's going to be the big run producer for this Bows team in 2026. Really, really excited to watch him come back. And I think everybody on the island is really stoked that he's back for one more year.
My only issue with that pick is it's really going to screw up the graphics. That name is so long.
Yes.
Oh man, can we just get a regional? Can we just get a regional there? Can't please just
Need
be
one.
great.
Pack the less.
Man, for me, I've been to a lot of ballparks. There's no better ticket. I mean, one, you're just in Hawaii already, so you're already on the island having a good time. But then you go to a stadium that seats 5,000 in a double decker, all concrete stadium. It's so loud, so great, and the fans show up, and then they feed you.
Yeah,
so it's tremendous.
Yeah, we went. So when I worked for Nevada baseball, Hawaii was in the WAC at the time, and we got to go to Hawaii, and all we had to do was win 2 out of 3 to get outright conference champions. Lost 2 out of 3. Like, it's impossible to win games down there. All the players are at the beach basically. no one's supposed to be going to the beach, but they're all at the beach, like just lounging. No one's focused. Hawaii comes in. The fans are insane when you get down there too. Like they pack out the house basically every game. It's just a really, really cool experience. And so Nevada ended up with a 3-way tie for the WAC championship instead of being outright champs. Who's next? Jason?
I am next. We're just going to let it ride. So one of the programs, this is me just being a little bit of a homer in this. One of the programs I've really enjoyed over the last couple of years is the Charlotte 49ers. And they have a transfer from a couple of years ago. He used to play for Merrimack, and he, again, had a pretty awesome year last year, Dawson Bryce. So this is a guy who's put up 30 home runs over his last 2 years. Both years he's batted about 350. He's had 1,000 OPS his first 2 years. I feel like, again, you're talking about a guy, he needs to cut down on the strikeouts, about a 4-to-1 strikeout to walk guy. But talking with the Houston coaches, they're like, hey, we'd much rather have a guy who hits extra base hits than a guy who, strikeouts the same amount that he walks. So frankly, for me, I'm kind of in the same boat. If you're moving around the ducks on the pond, that's really what I'm looking for. So he needs to increase the OBP. You're talking about a differential of less than 50 between your average and your OBP. That's never great, but it's hard to look past a guy who's had a greater than 600 slug his first 2 years for a program that I really feel like is doing great things. So give me Dawson Bryce of the Charlotte 49ers.
I like that pick. I thought we were going to get another Bradley Gardner shout out.
It probably would have made sense, but I don't want to, you don't want to redo something that worked well. You got to spice things up a little bit.
Okay,
right, Mark, round us out here.
I got to round out my team here with the guy who hit a ball 440 feet in Omaha, and I'm sure it went through a fan in left center field. Jacob Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, he's going to have 20 home runs this year for the Beavers, and if they get to where they want, if they get back to Omaha, he's going to be the biggest offensive reason for them. Obviously, the pitching is tremendous. Jacob Craig can hit the ball with any of them in the country as far as power numbers go. His raw power is like 70. Guy's tremendous. Good first baseman. Great kid. I love Jacob Craig. I think that there'd be nobody else that I'd want to pick here from the field than Jacob Craig.
And I'm the idiot who forgot to look for Oregon State for the hitting. So, even though I picked an Oregon State pitcher as I was reviewing the hitters, I did not. So as soon as you said headed Omaha, I was like, what? And I was like, oh, shit.
The one team that everybody forgets is not in a Power 4 conference.
I was like, searches like, who's Murray State have coming back? Like,
it's crazy. Who did Coastal Carolina have hit a 440-foot bomb?
Yeah.
I don't know those Coastal players, man. Like you're not getting bombs.
Yeah, they ain't hitting bombs.
Awesome. That does it for us. We're gonna post these graphics of everybody's picks coming out on the social media accounts, so you get to catch that soon. We are going to try to do bi-weekly. Kind of fell behind a little bit. I was on vacation. I think Will was on vacation. We were all kind of out. So we're really going to try to get back into a routine, especially when MLB playoffs end, to really come back at you with bi-weekly episodes, give some fall coverage, some fall insights. Tyler will be on too with some draft updates. I know they just finished down in Jupiter. I can't remember what that tournament's called, but it's the big one for all the high school kids. So we'll have some insights from that. Plenty of content coming your way. Excited for the rest of the fall, but until next time, we'll see you.